how to connect your vision into the actual financials and operations of the company. My guest today, Adam Rundle, has a company that does something that is really, really unique. They've developed a framework that they help multiple companies implement that allows the company to analyze the vision through the lens of the financial performance of the company, how you can find efficiencies that can enable you to do what you're doing in a most effective way, and what exactly is it that you need in order to actually achieve your vision and mission. Adam actually shares the exact framework that they use so you can use it in your business. Brilliant.
The important is, what does a CFO do? What is the purpose of a CFO, regardless of the terminology or the job description? The job of a CFO is to come in and give a financial view to counterbalance, validate, check and balance. What's the word I'm looking for? Maybe compete with, whatever to validate the vision of a CEO and a COO. The three primary leadership functions: CEO, COO, CFO. The CEO is like, hey, I've gotten this idea. I know what I want to do. This is how you do it. This is my vision. I want to impact people, blah, 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 whatever it is. The COO is saying, okay, you want to go to the moon. Okay, this is what we need. We need these people. We need these things. This is reality. This is the structures, the process systems. The CFO says, does this make financial sense? Okay, I love your vision, but is this viable? The CFO is just trying to validate that vision and then challenge it and say, well, what about this? Or what about that? And it's the connection between those three that ultimately leads to success, because you can have any vision in the world. If it's not physically possible to do and you don't have the resources to do it, it's not going to happen. Okay. And so that's what the CFO does.
Where is the biggest misalignments that you see, or the mistakes in conception that leadership in these types of companies make compared to what the reality is?
The biggest misalignment is the validation that, like, if you're a coach, it's like the pat on the back just before the player gets on the field and say, like, you got this. There's a whole bunch of self-doubt. There's a whole bunch of nervousness, all that kind of stuff. And however that manifests itself as a business owner, the misalignment is you just need someone to go, you got it. Okay, it's fine. Perfect is something different, but it's fine. Like, you can go and do it. And the misalignment is what I would say is just clarity, just understanding that, okay, not only what it is objectively, but also what could or should it be. And I'm reluctant to say should be, because that means there's a defined should, which means that someone controls that, which no one does. Business is business. But sure, there's principles, there's thoughts, there's frameworks that would guide good decisions, at least financially, in a business, to say, well, here we validated this thought and this vision, and it's actually starting to make financial sense, which means you can keep doing it. And that's where our frameworks come in. And we've worked hard on our frameworks because they're a framework. And I'm very, very quick to say a framework is not reality. A framework is a framework. A framework is a principle. You know, there's a good old saying in the world, if the road doesn't equal the map is wrong, the road. Okay. And so we create maps. We create maps in the world. We don't create roads. You're the road. You're the business owner. You're walking the road. We're just trying to give you the best map we can to give you the best likelihood to success. So by no means are we saying this is right categorically. You do it wrong, you screw. No ways. But we are trying to create a very realistic map that says, take away those boundaries, take away that uncertainty, pat on the back, now go. Okay, maybe adjust here, adjust there, do that, but go now. You endorsed, validated, encouraged to go. And I think there's massive misalignment there. And the fear is huge of failure, obviously, especially if you've decided to be an entrepreneur and you've given up a lot of stuff, you've made tons of sacrifices. But that's, to me, the biggest misalignment, is just connecting the two. It's kind of the bridge between what is actual reality and what is your vision, and is it valid? We fundamentally believe vision is important and impacting clients is important. There is a small challenge in the fact that when you're a small business, cash flow, profitability, they're real. They are real things. What we're trying to balance is ensuring the business owner can make as much money as they can so that they can do the things they want to do. And this is no thoughts here. This is live the lifestyle you want to live, grow wealth, reinvest in your business, support charities, be a good human, all valid, all exist. That's a subjective thing. I'm not going to get into the question of what people are trying to achieve, but your business should give you the vehicle. The business should be this mechanism to generate enough money so that you can do these things you want to do. And hopefully they're for good and for good.
You're saying step one is take a questionnaire that will allow you to self-reflect and say, what is my goal in life? Forget about the business.
Mhm.
What am I trying to achieve in my life? Who am I trying to impact? What am I trying to do? What are my values? The next question becomes, how much money do I need to achieve those things? And then there's the question of, okay, is this business going to provide me enough money to do these
100%.
things? That's kind of the process.
I would say if I was talking to you, that's the process. That's 100%. The reality is the back end of that is the same for every answer. It doesn't really matter what your vision is. It requires resources.
Yeah.
It requires your business to be profitable
Yeah.
and to be able to grow.
Yeah.
So regardless of whether it's sale or sell, or it's make money and live on a beach or whatever it is, the back end. So yes, that's good for me to connect with you and to say, like, I see you, I hear you, I'm part of your vision. My systems are pretty much the same. My systems are, you need to build a highly profitable business that can grow and scale, like sustainably, so it doesn't fail, so that you can earn as much money as possible. Very capitalism in the negative sense view. I know that. That's why I've double checked this with, there's a bigger vision. But the aim is so that when you get to that earning money, you can now do those things that are what I would say is the bigger purpose. And so those are the three things we focus on: is profitability, growth, so that we can generate as much money as possible. This is the problem, is they fight. These three things fight with each other.
Okay.
Because profitability is all about lean, mean, reduce drag, spend less, make more. Growth, put your foot on the gas, add energy, buy more, spend more, get more. It's the antithesis of profitability. And then there's the owner who goes like, well, excuse me, I want some money here. Like, what about me? I want to go do these things I want to do. I've got this vision. How do these three things exist? And I would say that there's a massive negative potential impact of that carries an equal and opposite positive impact. The negative is misalignment. You scale irresponsibly, you run out of cash, and you fail. Or you're not profitable enough, and you try and scale, you run out of money, you fail, or you're just not profitable enough, you're not generating enough money, or the business owners paying themselves irresponsibly. Crash and burn, like most small businesses, run out of cash. The equal and opposite positive is if you can get that right and create this positive flywheel effect of one is positively impacting the next, that's where businesses thrive and live. And that's when we look at businesses that we look up to, they've had this, whether it's always happening or they just had periods of it. It's where you can tangibly see the stars are aligned, this thing is working. So we talk about three frameworks.
Okay.
The perfect P&L is the efficiency model. It's how at any point in time to be as profitable as you possibly can be. I'll break it down in a moment. Then there's cash flow analysis. It's understanding how does cash work in your business, which is our main driver to grow it. Because if we want to grow something, we need resources. So here we have profitability and growth on separate pages. And what we really need to do is ultimately marry them together so that we create this alignment. And this is our kind of secondary framework, what we call the golden ratio, which is centered around how do you grow a business? There's two ways to grow a business. You get more clients or you need to grow the capacity of your team so that you can service more clients or service the same amount of clients in more ways so you can generate more money. So it's client acquisition and performance. It's your ability to attract clients and your ability to deliver. And that is the golden ratio. So when we break down the perfect P&L, we don't want to just measure bank charges, merchant fees, like all these random expenses. We want to measure how efficient are you at attracting clients and delivering for your clients. Because when I now go from efficiency to growth, that's where I'm spending my money. Because I'm not going to spend more money on software to grow my business. That's a byproduct. That's just going to happen. I'm going to spend more money on client acquisition and fulfillment. So if I'm every day measuring the efficiency of that, I then know which lever to pull to make it better. And now we're marrying profitability and growth. And then we tack on our cash flow analysis framework that says, okay, I now know what you need to do, but can we actually do it? You need to go and get 10 more clients. And based on our analysis, that's going to cost you $25,000. Based on what we understand, that's going to be X and Y. can we actually do that? Do we have the cash flow to do it? If we do it, what's going to happen? And what we're doing is using these three frameworks to create this alignment so that financially we can meet the goal of the business. If I look at your finances, is that alignment efficient? Because I don't want to scale, even if we identify, okay, we need more clients, or we need this, we could identify it. I don't want to scale a broken system. I don't want to say,
Sure.
okay, let's go add more money that actually yields us a negative outcome,
Yeah,
even though that's going to grow revenue, but it's not actually going to grow our business. So the middle step is to say, okay, we know what drives the business, but now are we utilizing that efficiently? Are we running like you're running a car? Are we riding it in the right gear at the right time? Or are we in first gear trying to go 60 miles per hour? Something's going to break. Or are we in fifth gear trying to go 20 miles per hour? Something's going to break. We've got to first go, we're in the right gear. This is working. And there may be some tweaks there. Once we're efficient, you get two things that happen. You start to truly identify the lever to pull and the outcome it can have, because you may know it theoretically, but now you can tangibly see, if I do more of X, I get more of Y. It's more tangible. But secondly, when you're running efficiently, you are generating free cash flow that funds that next area of growth. When you're running inefficiently, you may know to grow, but then you go, well, I have to get capital because I don't have enough free cash flow. So now you pushed in a direction, not a bad direction, I'm not saying it's bad, but you pushed in a direction as opposed to saying, well, is this thing not self-fundable? Because most businesses in our space should be self-fundable. They should, by principle, be. I'm not saying they always are, but they should be. If they're not self-fundable, then there are other problems that we need to look at. Because if it's not self-fundable, do you really want to scale? I get asked this question often. People say, am I in the right business? Can I not make more money elsewhere? I say, every business model works. Because if they didn't work, they wouldn't exist. What matters is it aligned to who you are, what you want to do? Are you passionate about it? Is it meet your bigger vision? And are you prepared to do what needs to happen to get it done? If we're just searching for the easy way to make money, the likelihood is we're going to find something we misaligned to. There is nothing in the world, especially in business, that is just push, play, make money. There's decisions, there's hiring people, there's firing people, there's so many things to do. If you're aligned, you don't mind doing them. And so don't worry about what business model makes the most sense. Worry about what you want to do. Quickly, I coach rugby at the Naval Academy. We have a bunch of guys that become Navy SEALs every year, and I've watched them do their training. Like what these guys do it's crazy brutal.
It is.
And everyone always says something to me. They say, it's not about the physical part. All they're trying to do is determine whether someone is truly committed to becoming a SEAL.
Yeah.
Because if you're not, you won't do the physical. It will catch up to you. You'll go, this is too much. Why am I here? I'm an idiot. I'm out. When you get through that, because there is a driving force that is a desire to become a SEAL. That's who they want. They don't want the strongest. Yep. They want people who want to be SEALs. Yes, they've got to do all those things. But if you have a desire to be a SEAL, you will do all those things. You will jump through the hoops. Same in business. Don't think about what's going to make me more money. Think about what do you want to do? We'll find the business model. We'll give you the resources. Now you